Okay, so the Crisis on Earth X CWDC 4-part, 2-night crossover is done. Took me a while to get through it because it's 40-minute long episodes. So the premise was this, is that Barry and Iris are finally getting married. The cool thing about the Flash TV show is when they say this is going to happen in a week, they do it next week. So they try to keep it pseudo real time, which I like. So they all get together, except for most of the legends, because they're out doing legend stuff, battling the anachronisms. And I like that the first episode, they did this last year too, is they do a good job in going, okay, for episode 1, you're all get together, it's going to be just a lot of exposition, like, oh, where's so-and-so? What about this? What happened here? What about... And it gives you enough to kind of go, okay, I kind of get what's going on with Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, Legends. Okay, I kind of get it, which is good. But their wedding gets stopped, Barry and Iris' wedding, when they get attacked by Nazis. Yes. Nazis led by an archer. And a blonde girl that flies and has Kryptonian powers. Yes, if you're unaware, Earth X is where Nazis developed the atomic bomb. And pretty much won World War II and then took over the world. So a lot of your main superheroes are actually villains. Some of the villains are kind of heroes, and then there are ones who kind of fall in between. So, that pretty much means then that you could figure it out. You have Ubermensch. That's what I've heard her referred to as. That's your Nazi Supergirl. The Fuhrer. That's your Nazi Green Arrow. What I didn't like while watching this, as I saw this in the CW app, is they would do commercials for, like, Crisis on Earth X. And then they would show bits and pieces of other episodes. I'm like, oh. They would do a nice reveal. Or, oh, I see this is going to happen next. And I liked that for Supergirl, they actually threw in a Dominator. And the joke was, oh, that was so last year, because that was last year's crossover. And I was like, yeah, that was pretty good. That made sense. They got to use almost everybody. I think only Lena Luthor was not used in these 4 episodes. Some people got used in multiple spots, some just got used in single spots. Watching them battle evil Nazi versions of themselves, as well as travel to Earth X and had to fight their way back from Earth X. That part I thought was really good. They actually did a battle where they had Supergirl, Flash on both sides. They take out Supergirl on the hero side. And all of a sudden you get Supergirl and the Flash. It's pretty easy to beat people like Arrow, White Canary. You can sound like, oh, we just have Flash and a bunch of non-powered people. Yes. Crap. Alright, Flash has been taken out. Okay, Flash taken out. Alright, we got Firestorm. Doesn't matter. 2 speedsters. And they just wipe them all out. And take them over to take a group to Earth X, and another group is left behind. The plot behind it is actually, it's decent. It's not just, oh, the Nazis are here. They have a very specific reason as to why they're here. And it makes enough sense. And actually factors into the finale. The one weird thing about the finale is when they show all of the heroes and the Nazis walking at them with guns. If I'm a line of soldiers, I'm probably going to start shooting. I'm not going to walk up to do fisticuffs while I'm carrying a gun. But that's just a CW thing. Some of the effects, especially when it's Wave Rider versus Nazi Wave Rider, because you can tell, like, oh, yeah, it could look better. But for the CW, you know, they've got a limited budget, and to do all 4 shows, they had to go to Canada. And to make the shows cheaper, there's no Callista Flockhart, because she was too expensive. So they had to move to a different location to do taping because it's cheaper, and then try to cut corners here and there to make the shows more economical. And they did a great job on tugging at multiple heartstrings. I'm not going to mention some of that, or the absolute finale. But I thought they did a much better job than last year. And it's a good way for them to wrap up lots of small plot points. I'm also looking forward to the CW Seed show, Ray. which will have their character known as Rey. Depending on his origins, either a new god who has light-based abilities or is a guy with light-based abilities. I did love seeing some other characters thrown into it. All I was like, yeah, this is really good. The sad thing is, they dealt with a lot of characters, and they had some backstory, but for usually about 160 minutes, they covered a lot of ground. Because you have time travel, people from alternate Earth, going to an alternate Earth, coming back from an alternate Earth, sending someone back to an alternate Earth, dealing with time travel in about 20 characters, and a central plot point, and it made sense. Better than Dominator 1 for last year was pretty good, but you can tell now they're like, okay, we're gonna gel together. They had enough money to use Supergirl more often. Her battle with Ubermensch, I will say, I'm always concerned that when they do, like, I shoot heat vision at you and you dodge it because you're shooting down at an angle. It's like, where is that hitting? Because they show their heat vision traveling very far. And if you're dodging random heat vision shots and it's down towards the buildings, where's it hitting? And it was great seeing somebody fight an evil version of themselves. That's so great to watch. It makes me think, if they ever get to the point where the DC extended universe or expanded universe that they do on the films, if they get to doing a Flashpoint, and they take the writers who do this, they could potentially make it work with a DC multi-universe. Maybe. But of course, you can watch this all for free on the CW app. You just gotta watch some commercials.